What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. Okay, so we got some very important announcements, or actually data out, and then we will be getting a big announcement from the Fed coming out here soon in relation to this, and this will affect pretty much everybody here in the country. So we'll be going over that here. Also, we got some big information here about former President Donald Trump and text messages that have kind of just come out here. We'll go over that here in this video as well. We got multiple different things here for you guys in this video that we'll go over here. Yeah, it's just crazy here how much stuff just comes out here on a daily basis. I know you can't make this stuff up. So yeah, we'll dive right in here. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on new videos. It's completely free to do so. And thanks so much for liking and sharing these videos. Also, don't forget we're giving away thousands of dollars here to our viewers here. We just did a trivia question in the last video or so. And we're going to be doing multiple trivia questions here going forward. If you can guess the answer to them, you can win money directly from me. So make sure you're watching new videos here. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I will link you to the most recent video we just did with the last trivia question at the end of this video. All right, let's jump right in. Here we go. Okay, first up, U.S. inflation slowed yet again sharply to 7.1% over the past 12 months. We have been seeing it come down here a little by little. It actually came down kind of a lot here over the last month. It was 7.7% last month before this. Now it's 7.1%. That's almost a 10% drop in 1 month. 0.7% would have been a 10% drop. It dropped 0.6%. That's a lot to drop in 1 month. I know it might not seem that way, but that's a pretty significant drop in 1 month. So we've dropped to 7.1%. Now remember that inflation over in Europe is averaging around 11%. 10 to 11% in various different countries, and in Germany, which is the largest economy over there in Europe. So just to kind of keep that in mind here. So um, inflation's coming down. Even with last month's further easing of inflation, though, the Fed plans to keep raising interest rates. Yeah, so I'll let you hear what President Biden has to say here in just a second. Now, remember, though, that the Social Security raise is 8.7%. Even though inflation is down to 7.1%, it kind of peaked the inflation at the right time. Whether this is a good thing or a bad thing, you guys can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. But it kind of peaked. Remember that for some odd reason, many decades ago, they decided to come up with this weird policy that they would do the COLA raise, the cost of living adjustment raise for Social Security and everybody underneath the Social Security umbrella, SSI, SSDI, VA, RRB, only of quarter three. Quarter three is July, August, and September, I think. And just off the top of my head. And for some odd reason, they go off quarter three. Honestly, it shouldn't really be that way. It should just be an average of the year. But nonetheless, I think it kind of worked out in Social Security's favor this year because inflation kind of peaked right then, maybe a month before or so, but really kind of right then. And now it's coming down. Now it's all the way down to 7.1%. And we've seen gas come down tremendously. Gas is actually at a low point right now for the entire year. A lot of states have gas in the $2-ish range. I've seen a lot of people say gas at $2.50. So we have seen gas come down tremendously. In fact, gas is at the lowest point it has been in a year. We're seeing gas prices lower than they were a year ago. So that is one of the reasons why we're seeing inflation come down. And but nonetheless, your Social Security raise of 8.7% is locked in, and that's in perpetuity going forward forever. You get that 8.7% raise forever going forward. Also, remember, I just did a video here on when the Social Security raises will kick in. Some people actually have them kick in here in December at the end of the month. So I'll link you to that video here also as well. Here's what President Biden has to say about this. Check this out.
Now inflation is coming down as well. Prices of things like televisions and toys are going down. It's good news for the holiday season. Used car prices fell for the 5th month in a row. New car prices didn't go up this month. That savings is critical to so many families. It gives them just a little bit of breathing room for the holiday season. And all of this means that for the last several months, wages have gone up more than prices have gone up. Wages have gone up more than prices have gone up. I want to be clear. It's going to take time to get inflation back to normal levels as we make the transition to a more stable and steady growth. But we could see setbacks along the way as well. We shouldn't take anything for granted. But what is clear is that my economic plan is working and we're just getting started. My goal is simple: get price increases under control without choking off economic growth. Bring inflation down while keeping our labor market resilient. Build an economy from the bottom up and the middle out, an economy with good jobs, good wages, and for the long run, not a boom or bust economy. Because of my plan, we're beginning to see historic investments that are leading companies to invest hundreds of billions of dollars. Let me say it again, hundreds of billions of dollars to build semiconductor factories and other advanced manufacturing right here in America. It's going to create tens of thousands of good paying jobs in the years ahead. And by the way, a significant number of these jobs are expected to be jobs that pay an average of $125,000 a year. Many don't require a college degree, so things are looking up.
Now, you guys can let me know your thoughts on whether or not he's to credit for the inflation coming down or to blame for it going up. Of course, we all know, or hopefully you all know, that inflation is high everywhere around the world. I will challenge him and say that, things, car prices are coming down, like he mentioned, and home prices are coming down. Um, Home prices have been falling, and home buyers are at like a 25-plus-year low. The amount of people buying homes, and it's causing home prices to come down more so or less so in certain markets. But this is because interest rates are so much higher. Now, the Fed is separate from the Biden administration, and they were separate from the Trump administration as well. Trump did appoint Jerome Powell the head of the Fed, but Biden actually reappointed him as well. He's a Republican. So the president gets to pick who is the head of the Fed, Jerome Powell, who's going to be making that major announcement here. Really in just in a matter of less than 24 hours at this point, or so. And the president gets to pick who's the head of the Fed, and Jerome Powell's been the head of the Federal Reserve now for basically like 2 terms now. But the Fed they say they're independent. They get to choose independent of what a president might say. And there's actually a board of people. It's not just this one guy, Jerome Powell. There's a board of people that vote on it. I think there's several people there that vote on it. It's like eight or nine people or something like that. So yeah. But the problem is that, yeah, like car prices are coming down and home prices are coming down. But the problem is they're not really coming down because interest rates are so high. So like, yeah, home price might be coming down. It might be $25,000 less than the asking price or something, but they're $1,000 more on the interest rates. So that's a little bit of or a lot of bit, depending on how you're looking at it, of a misleading number. And that's kind of baked in there. Now, interest rates won't stay high forever. How long they'll stay high for, we don't quite know. But if you buy a home at an over asking price or a high asking price, that is baked in there forever. So we're not seeing that anymore. I will show you this. Here's a major headline we just seen here. 270,000 home buyers who bought their homes this year in 2022 are underwater on their mortgage, which means that they owe more than their home is worth, a new analysis has found. This is because home prices have dropped in value and people overpaid for their homes. A lot of people paid over asking price and had to pay in multiple bidding wars when the home market was too crazy, right? Also, this is how the 2000, what was it, 2000 and 2000 to 2002 market crash and recession and housing recession. This is part of how it got started, the subprime mortgage crisis. This was part of the reason on how this happened. People got overextended. They bought homes that were too expensive for them, and this type of stuff happened. Will we see a repeat? I don't know. We will see. I guess let me know your thoughts on this. Now, interest rates being very, very high could also get us into that situation. So let me know your thoughts on that. Also in the news here, apparently some new text messages got released from January 6th. And you could see here, Republican congressman wanted Trump to invoke martial law to stay in office. Leaked text that just got released to the media. You can see here, this is from Rolling Stone, and this is from The Independent. Republican congressman texted Mark Meadows calling for Trump to declare martial law over the 2020 election. Here's what happened. So this is from Rolling Stone, but again, there's so many different places reporting on this because it's big news just coming out. Former White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows was forced to hand over 2,319 text messages to the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack on the Capitol. The trove of text messages was obtained by Talking Points Memo, which on Monday reported on the extent of which Mark Meadows was communicating with members of Congress about overturning the 2020 election. While CNN previously reported that Meadows was kept informed of efforts to seize voting machines and other schemes to overturn President Biden's win by Trump, allies in contested states, remember that each state audited and recounted their own votes. Every single state did that. Just to keep that in mind, guys. The TPM report identified a startling message from Republican Representative Ralph Norman from South Carolina to Meadows, text messages sent on January 17th, just 3 days before Joe Biden was scheduled to take office. In the text, Norman appears to propose that then President Trump should impose martial law, or as Norman put it, martial law, during his final hours of office to overturn the election in his favor. Here is the actual text message here. You can see a picture of it. It says, Mark, in seeing what's happening so quickly and reading about the Dominion lawsuits attempting to stop any meaningful investigation, we are at a point of no return in saving our republic. Our last hope is invoking martial law. Please urge the president to do so. The series of text messages also shows that Mark Meadows was at the center of hundreds of incoming discussions among 34 members of Congress about plans to help Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 elections. Several members of Congress were also identified as leading players in the efforts to undo Trump's loss and messaged Meadows about plans to challenge the elections, including Senator Ted Cruz from Texas, Republican Jim Jordan from Ohio, and Representative Mo Brooks from Alabama. Brooks texted Meadows referring to plans to, quote, hold White House meetings regarding formulation of our January 6th strategies. Soon after Meadows messaged Fox News personality Brian Kilmeade confirming the meeting happened. Also, Marjorie Taylor Greene says here, good morning, Mark. I'm here in D.C. We have to get organized for the 6th. I would like to meet with Rudy Giuliani again. We didn't get to speak with him long. Also, anyone who can help. We're getting a lot of members on board, and we need to lay out the best case for each state. Marjorie Taylor Greene told Meadows that several Republicans in Congress wanted Trump to declare martial law. She, too, appeared to think giving power to the military was named after a person named Marshall. In our private chat with only members, this is a quote, several are saying the only way to save our republic is for Trump to call for martial law. I don't know on those things. I just wanted you to tell him they stole this election. We all know they will destroy our country next. Please tell him to declassify as much as possible so we can go after Biden and anyone else. These are quotes. So, yeah, this is brand new information just coming out because these text messages were just kind of released to the public. So let me know your thoughts here. So these are Republican congressmen and congresswomen that were text messaging White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows to tell the president these various things and to allegedly invoke martial law to stay as the president. Stay as the president. So what are your thoughts on this? Yeah, and you know, you also kind of gotta think of this going forward. Like, what if other presidents were to do something like this? What if Biden were to, invoke martial law to stay as the president? Um, what if the next election Biden says, "Oh, the election was stolen," and did something like this? Or what if in the future another president did something like this and said, "Oh, the election was stolen," and did something like this? So this is this is what they're going through right now, and yeah. So remember here that every state audited and recounted their own votes. Each state is in charge of counting their own votes, auditing their own votes, and going over their own votes. So some of the states that had close votes, they actually went over them multiple different times. So there was a couple states that had close votes. They recounted them multiple times, and they're in charge of their own votes. So if any states thought that there were something like voter fraud or something like that, the states were in charge of that on their own. So keep that in mind. And there was even like multiple judges on the state level that were like involved, and not a single judge overturned anything in their own states. So you guys can let me know your thoughts here on this. And we're still uncovering new information to this day. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. We're going to be getting big news from the Fed here, probably another interest rate hike. So let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll keep you up to date here. Make sure to click the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do so. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks so much for liking and sharing these videos. You can click here to see my newest video with a new trivia question where you could win money. Good video there. And here is a very important announcement coming on December 14th. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.